Hello, I'm MK Davis. I want to talk a little bit about the Patterson film and some of the anomalies that I have uh, encountered. At first, were not so explainable, but now much more so. And one this particular thing I'm going to talk about today is her left hand, her left arm, and way back when. I think it's in the 70s, early 70s, when the Russians were able to examine the film. They made the statement that something's wrong with her left side, that she's not using her arm on that side. And I think I have the reason why. And let's just go over and start with that. Okay. Now, this particular one, let's see if this is it. You see the left side right there? It's got the arrow pointed to it. It's way the heck bigger than the right hand. And I got to noticing, I thought maybe that was something else right there. I don't think it is now. Now, let's look at some more of that. That's it right there. This whole entire thing right here, and it's got some kind of a brown strap on it. And that really got my curiosity up. Something on the left side that pretty good size, and it's hanging. I don't think that she's actually got carrying it with her left hand. She is steadying it with her left hand, and I'll show you why I think that. Uh-oh. I looked in other places in the film first to see if it was carrying something that showed in other places in the film. And if you look right here, she indeed is. I tried to boost contrast and see if I could tell what it was, but I couldn't tell for sure. I just guessed at it. I said, well, maybe this is a stick for digging, or maybe it's just something constructed like an atlatl, a throwing stick. Pretty good size. Now that's very early in the filming right here. So I got another place. I continue to look at it. There it is right there with a couple of frames that are steadied. There it is again in a steel. See, it's got the little strap. Is something that is pretty good size that appears to be like wrapped up. Let's see what this is. I just verbatim put everything I had on it on this page. I think that's the same one as I showed. Yeah, it is. Now, let's see. Does it show anywhere else? Other side dark. I think, yeah, okay. Other side object filtered colored arrow. Other side showing strap. Let's just see what that shows. Same thing. And there it is, that strap looking thing again. Now, let me show you some of the other places. Another place. Other side object filtered color arrowed. That's just a still picture. This entire thing right here is it. And I'll show you when it moves. There it is. You can see it right there. The whole entire thing right here. You see it's pretty good size. And all she's doing is got her hand on it, keeping it from swinging because it's being suspended. Now wait a minute, I've got something better than that. Here we go. There it is. Now watch it move forward. See it disappear behind that branch? Watch it. This is it right here. It's bigger than a catcher's mitt. It's gone. It just shows from behind there. It swings back, and you can catch sight of it. All right. Now, when I say it's suspended, I mean that it's suspended on what you would call a lanyard or a strap, a neck strap. And that's the part of the problem with the film is that the better images you get, the more it shows. And so you get this really high quality stuff. You start to see the minutia, the things that are invisible or too cloudy or too murky for these low quality copies to show. But there you are. That's a heavy object suspended on a lanyard around her neck, and there it is, wrinkling up the skin right there. And the hair, see it even on the back of the neck. That's it. You would not see that on a lower quality copy, but this is one of the real good ones. I got another one where it shows too. This is frame 61 in the first walk sequence. It's a high quality. You see it, the rope coming across the back of the neck right there. She's got that thing suspended. That might be part of it right there. It's just hanging beside her. She keeps it hidden. She keeps it on her opposite side from the men trying to film her. There it is on a blow up. Now, what is that? I tell you what I suspect that it is, and that is a Parfleche. If you've never heard the word Parfleche, a Parfleche is a French word. It describes something that Native Americans had been using for eons. They make it out of buffalo hide or maybe some other hide, and they put their durable goods in it, the stuff that's important when they're out, and they fold it down, tie it up, and if they got something heavy in it, they might suspend it around their neck. I'll show you what a Parfleche is. I looked it up. It's a screen capture. And there's some pictures there. Now, these are shown to be painted, but they don't have to be painted. A Parfleche is a Native American rawhide container that is embellished by painting, incising, or both. Envelope-shaped Parfleches have historically been used to contain items such as household tools or foods such as dried meat or pemmican. They were commonly made in pairs and hung from saddles. But if you're not riding a horse, they might be hung around your neck. And I'll show you another reason why. Way back in 2008, I filmed at Bluff Creek a Bigfoot, or what I take to be a Bigfoot, and it had a similar thing. Let me go back. This is not it. I must have X'd out of it. No, I didn't. There we go. All right, I'm going to see if I can find where I see it. Let's just look at this one. And there it is right here. See, it's wrapping something up in it. That's it. Right there. Let's watch it again. See it wrapping it up? You hear a click. That's two rocks banging together. And then this thing backs up into the brush. And I never saw it because I was looking through a very small viewfinder. And also, this right here has been brightened. The original raw footage was really dark. I may have it here. No. Let me see if it's got raw footage here. There it is right there. That's about maybe a quarter mile from the Patterson film site. Here's a profile of it. I can't see that too well. Try to find something else that shows it pretty good. I guessed at a lot of things, what could be it that it's wrapping up. They're all guesses. Let's see, calf muscles. Here's the clack. It's amplified. You hear that? There had to be another one somewhere to collect those rocks together. I didn't do it. But this one immediately put everything down and backed up into this brush and got out of sight. And I walked right by it. I never saw it. Cloth sequence, filtered, stabilized. Let's just look at that. Right there. You see it's got something that it's folding up, wrapping it around. That's not totally unlike what you see on the Patterson film. And so it's heavy enough that it pulls that skin into a wrinkle. That's why if you increase the resolution 1% on a threshold type film, you're going to see about 10 new things. This was, excuse me, I don't believe that this was ever intended to see the light of day right here. This got out as a leak. I think they intended to keep it dark, grainy, and murky, where you couldn't see details like this, because then you ask questions. You know, what the heck could that be? Look at that right there. See it moving with the subject? I did it real fast and oscillated it. See how big it is? I got my little cursor on it. It's something big and heavy enough to pull that skin into a wrinkle like that. And she has to steady it to keep it from swinging. Occasionally it shows behind her. Okay, if you darken down the film and make about 4 or 5 copies and use the 5th copy, you won't ever see this. But it should tell you something about the subject. You can claim it's anything in the world as long as it's a bad copy of the film. You start getting to the good stuff, and your list of things are narrowed down tremendously. You know, Parfleches are not something that gorillas use. This could be a gorilla if you look at the old bad copies. But if you see this and her mate constructing something to wear around her neck, that's not a gorilla. If you go back to I really need to make another point. You can't really see it completely right here, but if you look at her hands, you see that the palms are in a cup shape. And that is typical of hominid or hominin. Homo naledi had a really steep cup in the palm of its hands. And people who are familiar with the fossils that they find instantly recognize it when they see it. Well, our hands do not cup like that when we're walking, relaxed. So that added in with all the rest of it gives you a clue that is something smart enough to construct a Parfleche like a covering or wrapping or bag, and suspend it on a rope and carry it and with something heavy in it, and it has a steeply cupped palm on its hands. If you could pull its bottom teeth and look at them, they would appear to be scoops. They would be rounded, if they are like those fossils. But this is no fossil. So what's going on here? Let me see, make sure I'm not skipping anything. Here's another one that I don't know if I used this one or not. I think I did, yeah. See right there how big it is right there? That is it. It's carrying something on its left side. The Russians were correct. Something that's heavy enough that it has to alter the way it's using that left hand or arm and keep that hand on it to keep it from swinging back where it would be plainly visible. It's intelligent. It can make things. It can construct things. Like a Parfleche. Thing about it, a Parfleche is not, written in stone how you make it. You may make a small one, it looks like it's envelope sized, or you make a great big one. It's like a bag. It's got these strings to tie it up with, but if it's big and heavy enough, you can put 2 long strings and put it around your neck. If you don't have a horse, if you got a horse, you can make it 2 of them, one on each side, and they hold each other. Well, I hope that's been some food for thought. Yes, it should be obvious. It should be that this is not a candidate for Dian Fossey or Jane Goodall. This is more of a candidate for an anthropologist. And there's much more to the story. Let me just pick that one frame up here. Look at the complete frame. Let's see, 61 here. There we go. Take a good look at that hand and fingers. That's just like Homo naledi, or a host of other those really old fossils. Let me see here. Images. Oh, look at that. These Homo naledi's were living in the underground. Look at that. There's your hand right there. See, that's in a relaxed position. That's not deliberately being done. And so you go back to and this is in a relaxed position. Much larger than Homo naledi. Homo naledi was pretty small. See, this is something that no wonder people couldn't take it seriously. They just devalued it by just making it almost impossible to see anything. And had this stuff been popping out, they would have been at a dilemma. It brings a lot of questions about it. If this is a person, if it is a person, hold on here. If it is a person, is it legal to film a person when they're naked and broadcast it all over the world without their permission? That seems absurd, don't it? But it would be a lot simpler if it were to be a gorilla, because you don't have to ask permission. I don't think anybody asked her any permission either. We'll get into that on a later video. But the game rules change if this is not a gorilla or not an animal, but instead is a human. All the rules change. And California was full of primitive people. In the 1840s, they went in there and tried to wipe them out with dogs and guns and horses. They scalped them and turned the scalps in for a bounty that was paid by the state of California. That was allowable back then. It's not allowable now. It wasn't allowable in 1967. Although there may have been some people who would be willing to try it. Don't want to get too clear with this film, if that were to be the case. But Pandora's box is open, I think. I thank you for your time.